Howdy, this is Joseph from ACK, and I'm here today to talk a little bit about backcountry cooking. A very simple way to do some backcountry cooking is with dehydrated meals, and I have here two of our favorite brands, Trail Foods and Backpackers Pantry. These dehydrated meals are very simple to make. You get your meal, and it comes in a pouch which you're going to use to cook the meal inside. You need some way to carry some water out. Today we have a water tank from Platypus that carries about 4 liters, and you need some kind of stove. Today we have a Jetboil that'll boil water in about 2 minutes. All you do is you're going to take your pouch, your dehydrated meal pouch. You're going to make sure you take the correct amount of water. These call for 2.5 cups. And you're going to pour that water into your stove. Something I've learned cooking these meals, especially Backpackers Pantry, is that less water is sometimes better, because afterwards you're going to end up sometimes with a little too much water. So I tend to add a little bit less than it calls for. In this case, it calls for 2.5 cups, and I'm going to add just 2 cups. So I'm going to pour, our Jetboil has a measuring line for 2 cups, and I'm going to pour water directly up to that line. And we'll get our stove going here. The Jetboil is very easy to use. You can use any stove to boil water. I picked the Jetboil just because that's personally what I own. You turn your fuel on and hit your ignition, and that's going to start boiling. So we're going to wait for the water to boil. On the Jetboil, when it's boiling, you're going to notice that this clear pouch will turn yellow, and when it's fully yellow, that's going to indicate that the water is boiling. The Jetboil generally takes about 2 minutes to come to a full boil. So it's been about a minute. It'll be 1 more minute here. It's a little windy today, and that's actually a perfect conditions for the Jetboil. It performs well in the winds, so it's doing just fine. We got a slight breeze here, and it's not affecting the Jetboil whatsoever. And it's at a full boil now, so I'm going to go ahead and turn off the fuel. Okay, so we have my 2 cups of water. I'm just going to pour it directly into the pouch. Now once you've poured your water in, you're going to want to stir up the ingredients. And for Backpackers Pantry, I've invested in a longer spoon. It's from Optimus, a titanium long spoon. And that's going to help me reach the very bottom of the pouch. You can tell that these pouches are a little bit bigger. If I was just relying on my spork, I'm really not going to be able to get to the bottom without kind of burning my hands a little bit. So this titanium long spoon is going to help me really mix this pouch up. And you want to be sure to give it a thorough mixing. Sometimes the spice will be stuck at the bottom, and you want to be sure to really mix that spice in there. Okay, so we've gotten that nice and mixed. All that's left to do is seal and let it sit for about 13 minutes. In general, all the Backpackers Pantry meals take about 13 minutes to cook. Alright, it's been about 13 minutes. We're going to give our meal a check. Looks pretty good. I'm going to give it a nice stir just to make sure it's thickened up pretty well, and it looks like it has. And just a reminder, use whatever utensil you have to really get to the bottom of it, because sometimes the spices will be kind of stuck at the bottom depending on how well you mixed it to begin with. So I like to just mix it as much as you can before and after. Once it looks ready, you're going to grab some kind of bowl or cup to serve it out on. And once you have a little peek, you can see it. And we're going to go ahead and just pour some out. And I'll be eating some dehydrated meals for lunch today. Not bad. So go ahead and give our selection of dehydrated meals a check at ack.com, and until next time, hope you let us outfit your adventure. Thanks.